Hi, my name is Mace Kochenderfer. I'm a certified reverse mortgage professional with Colorado Reverse Mortgage. People ask me specific questions that I give specific answers to through this video series, helping you move forward in reverse. And other times I'm just talking in general about topics that I want to talk about. Today I'm not answering somebody's specific question, but just overall, how are you supposed to know if a reverse mortgage is right for you and your family? So obviously I can't give you a specific answer to that. Maybe a reverse mortgage is not appropriate for you and your family at this point. But as I'm communicating and talking to folks, they're asking me questions, and of course I'm asking just as many questions right back at them. Through the conversation, I'm gleaning information from the responses that are given back to me. If I find that an alternate solution exists, perhaps it's a better solution, there's a better path for a homeowner to take, I or any other qualified loan officer will keep these other options in mind and share them with you. Typically, we both must agree that a reverse mortgage is appropriate and right for you. So today I just want to ask you some questions, a lot of questions, that I just want you to consider, discuss, whether you're discussing it with yourself or discussing it with family and friends. What I want to know when I'm visiting with folks is, why do you want a reverse mortgage? What is it you're hoping that a reverse mortgage will accomplish for you? To give you a list of just ideas, and this is certainly not all-encompassing, but are you asking questions because you're just curious? That's good. Knowledge is power. Are you looking for a general improvement to the quality of your life? Are you establishing a reverse mortgage today for use today, or are you establishing a reverse mortgage today because you feel you may want it sometime in the future? Perhaps there's been a loss of household income. Death occurs, you've lost your partner, you've lost your spouse, could be because of death, could be because of a divorce. Maybe you've lost your job or have retired and the income that you're used to having has now disappeared. Sometimes debt obligations are too high, or there's other hardships. Most commonly, what we'll find when there are high debt obligations, it's because of medical reasons. But with just as much frequency, it's due to financial mismanagement. The assets that you've built up over time, have you been depleting them over this most recent period, or the income have the assets and the income run out or getting lower where you now have concerns? Sometimes a home needs a facelift, and there needs to be some home improvements. With a fair amount of regularity, people have lived in a home for a long period of time, and a roof needs to be repaired, or the air conditioner needs to be replaced. The green shag carpet finally has seen better days, and it's time to get something a little bit more modern. Maybe your intentions are to enjoy yourself and expand upon your hobbies or travel. Other times people are trying to help other family members who are in need. There's grandchildren, and maybe you want to provide them an education. Other times getting a reverse mortgage is just part of a financial strategy, the financial management or estate planning. So there's many different reasons that people want a reverse mortgage, but it's important to me to know what your reasons are. Sometimes we will find out that you have other resources, and those other resources are better suited to meet your needs, and a reverse mortgage is not appropriate at this time. When I'm visiting with folks, I want to know, are we solving a short-term need, or are we looking more at a bigger picture where we're solving it for the long term? There's always exceptions, of course, but generally I view a reverse mortgage as a long-term solution. Now, when you receive your reverse mortgage proceeds, how much money do you want? How much money do you need? Two different questions, I suppose. Some folks are disappointed that the reverse mortgage does not provide them with the value of the home. It doesn't work that way. Let me rip off that Band-Aid right now. You're not going to get the value of your home. Best case, you're going to get 75% of the value of your home. And that's generally because somebody's reached their more senior years. The older you are, the higher the loan to value can be lent. It's also what the going interest rates at the time are, at the time of loan application. But the difference between the loan balance and the home value, even though we're not giving you 100%, of course, on average it's probably closer to 60%, but the difference between the loan balance and the home value is still your home equity. It's your equity position. And it is this equity position that's also passed to your heirs with the assumption that you pass away in the home. We also want to know, how do you want or how do you need the reverse mortgage proceeds to be distributed to you? Are you expecting to receive money on a monthly basis where it gets automatically deposited at the first of the month into your account? A lot of folks actually think that this is how reverse mortgages work, and it certainly can. We set it up this way, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10% of the time. There's another option where you're set up with a line of credit, and maybe you use a little bit now and you use a little bit later. But you're drawing the money on an as-needed basis. Other times, people are wanting or expecting a big chunk of money all at the time of closing. And again, that's fine. We just want to make sure that it's going to meet your needs. You see, with a reverse mortgage, when you're taking a lump sum disbursement, unless we're paying off a mortgage, a current mortgage that you have, there's going to be a limitation as to the size that you're allowed to withdraw during the first 12 months. Now, after 12 months is up, there's going to be another chunk that's available to you later, but we don't want people to assume that they can just get the entire amount each and every time they close on a reverse mortgage. Also, we want folks to know that there is a qualification process. Just because you're 62 years old or older and that you've got a large equity position in the home does not guarantee you're going to get a reverse mortgage. You see, there are minimum income and credit expectations that have to be met. A financial assessment is a requirement. It's required to be performed at time of application and through the underwriting process, and that is going to help determine your eligibility. But just as important as whether or not you will qualify, but you have a partner in this transaction, and that partner is the house itself. Your home must qualify. There are certain FHAs has minimum standards that must be met. A home must be a healthy home, it must be a safe home, and it must be a marketable home. Also, does the home's appraisal that gets completed, does it meet your expectations, but just as important, does it meet the lenders and FHA's expectations? If FHA, the Federal Housing Administration, wants, they can require a second appraisal to be completed. Do you plan on using the reverse mortgage proceeds to invest in the stock market or other financial vehicle, let's say like an annuity? To me, this is a red flag. My input is that this is a poor reason to want to do a reverse mortgage, and I'm going to advise you against proceeding with it. Ultimately, of course, it's your decision, but you're likely going to get an earful from me about it, because we certainly don't want you taking money out of your home, this asset that we want to help you improve the quality of your life, and have you gamble it away. Sometimes a reverse mortgage can sound too good to be true. Sometimes it is. I'm going to recommend that you get a second opinion from a professional, or at the very least somebody who has experienced and has already gone through the reverse mortgage process. But I do recommend that you work with not only an experienced reverse mortgage company, but also that the loan officer has an equal amount of experience. In addition, there is a counseling process that every applicant must go through. Okay, I like my clients to have the counseling completed before we even begin the formal loan application. But reverse mortgage counseling is required by HUD through the FHA. It really is not meant to be an inconvenience, although many of my clients feel that it is an inconvenience. But please understand, the counseling is meant for the protection of the senior community. Of course, you don't need the protection because all your pistons are firing properly. But some of your peers out there do have a hard time making decisions, and sometimes there are predatory lenders out there or individuals that are encouraging the completion of a reverse mortgage, not for your benefit, but for theirs. So don't laugh or roll your eyes at the next question, but we want to know, and we want you to question, are you of sound mind? Do you have the capability to be making proper financial decisions for yourself? You need to feel comfortable with this decision. Your loan officer needs to feel comfortable with the decision as well. If you or the loan officer have concerns, then you or they should be trying to recruit friends and family to assist you with making the right decision. Elder abuse does exist. It's probably no surprise that seniors, unfortunately, are taken advantage of more than any other group of people. So if we hear that you've been presented with a business opportunity, either by an acquaintance or a stranger that you've met, and sometimes it's a neighbor or a friend or even a family member, we're going to put the brakes on. Sometimes I have run into elder abuse. There are different forms of abuse. There's mental abuse, there's physical abuse, and there's financial abuse. Sadly, I've run into or I've seen all three of these different abuses occurring. When I do suspect that elder abuse is out there, I will contact the Department of Senior Affairs. I will talk to Adult Protective Services. I've spoken to the Attorney General. There's other agencies involved that can help, but I don't like making those phone calls, but when there's a need, I absolutely will. In the past, I've been thanked for helping out because the senior wasn't comfortable because of the abuse was happening by a family member. And there's other times I've been told just to mind my own business. But that's not going to stop me. Either way, I don't really care. We have to prevent seniors from being abused. You've worked hard your entire life and have accumulated a large asset. And the asset that we're talking about, of course, is the equity in your home. If it's important that you leave an unencumbered property, your home, to your children or to another heir, then you don't want to do the reverse mortgage, because what we're going to do is place a lien on the property. Sometimes the lien is just for the outstanding loan balance, so that could be a small amount, it could be a larger amount. So is it important for you, though, to leave an unencumbered home to your heirs? And it sounds nice if you've got the ability to do that, but be cautious. You're here listening to this because you need to take care of yourself. Your heirs aren't supposed to win the lotto when they inherit your house. But it's interesting to know that when someone receives an inheritance, within 5 years of that inheritance, it typically is spent because of careless debts and bad investment and other behaviors. Thank you for watching our video series helping you move forward in reverse. I know what I've talked about today has sort of been all over the map, but that's generally how conversations go. I hope it gives you a little something to think about. If you've got other questions or want to explore a little bit deeper, just give me a call. My phone number is 720-828-7788. Shoot me an email. Thank you and have a nice day. Take care.